welcome to the Boxing Day edition of Cracking the Cryptic. I hope you've all had an absolutely brilliant Christmas day with your friends and families. I hope the turkey was good and the pigs in blankets were even better. And I hope you had to go at James Copp's rather wonderful Christmas tree themed Sudoku that we got to do yesterday, which was absolutely brilliant. And we're going to we haven't really got a Christmas theme going on in the puzzle today, but it's been suggested as a very, very beautiful puzzle. It's called For the Summer, and it's by Calvinball. And it has 1 star for difficulty, but it's one of these puzzles that's got 1 star for difficulty, but there are lots of comments from people saying, I didn't find this 1 star, I found it quite a lot harder. And I've got a bit of a penchant for puzzles like this, because it suggests that you have to have the right idea, and until you do, it might be completely intractable. But I'll read you the rules of this one in a moment or two's time, and we'll have a look at it today together. Now, what do I have to tell you about? I don't have any birthdays to do today. So we had a birthday yesterday for the 25th, but the 26th has not had any birthdays I've been appraised of anyway, so there won't be a birthday shout-out. Although some of you did note that I did a poem yesterday. I did a poem by Brian Bilston, which was a little bit frivolous. And some of you suggested that if I was going to read poetry at Christmas, I really should do The Journey of the Magi by T.S. Eliot. And so I thought I might do that. It's quite an interesting poem, this, because it was, I think it was written after T.S. Eliot had converted to Catholicism. I'm not sure at what point in his life he did that, but I think he converted and then wrote the poem. And clearly, well, I mean, if you're familiar with the poem, you'll know it's a very interesting idea. It's sort of written by one of the Magi, looking back on what they saw during the Nativity, and likening it to death as much as birth, because I guess it was the death of all their old beliefs. You know, once they witnessed what they saw in the stable in Bethlehem, all of their old pagan beliefs were gone. Anyway, here we go. So this channel, I don't know what you all make of it, but hopefully some of you did want me to do this. So anyway, this is Eliot's poem. A cold coming we had of it, just the worst time of year for a journey, and such a long journey. The ways deep and the weather sharp, the very dead of winter, and the camels galled, sore-footed, refractory, lying down in the melting snow. There were times we regretted the summer palaces on slopes, the terraces, and the silken girls bringing sherbet. Then the camel men cursing and grumbling and running away and wanting their liquor and women, and the night fires going out, and the lack of shelters, and the cities hostile, and the towns unfriendly, and the villages dirty and charging high prices. A hard time we had of it. At the end, we preferred to travel all night, sleeping in snatches, with the voices singing in our ears, saying that this was all folly. Then at dawn we came down to a temperate valley, wet below the snow line, smelling of vegetation, with a running stream and a water-mill beating the darkness, and 3 trees on the low sky, and an old white horse galloped away in the meadow. Then we came to a tavern with vine leaves over the lintel, 6 hands at an open door dicing for pieces of silver, and feet kicking the empty wineskins. But there was no information, and so we continued, and arrived at evening, not a moment too soon, finding the place. It was, you may say, satisfactory. All this was a long time ago, I remember, and I would do it again. But set down this, were we led all that way for birth or death. There was a birth, certainly. We had evidence, and no doubt. I had seen birth and death, but had thought they were different. This birth was hard and bitter agony for us, like death, our death. We returned to our places, these kingdoms, but no longer at ease here in the old dispensation, with an alien people clutching their gods. I should be glad of another death. There you go. For those of you who asked for it, that's it. And I hope that was all right. I did my best with it. Anyway, with that said and done, let's. Was there anything else I was meant to mention this Boxing Day? Probably not. Probably not. Let's have a look at For the Summer by Calvinball. And the rules are as follows. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply. Well, I think that must be normal 6x6 Sudoku rules applying. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 6 once each in every row, every column, and every one of these sort of 2x3 rectangles. Then we've got Ambiguous Thermos. Digits strictly increase along the grey lines from bulb to tip. The bulbs of the lines need to be deduced by the solver. The bulb will always be on one end of the line, never in the middle. So what does that mean? So let's look at this one. So this is going to operate as a thermometer, but it's going to depend where we put the bulb. So let me just go to, so if we put the bulb here, actually I could use grey, couldn't I? If that's the bulb, then we have to ascend from this end, so it could look something like this. It doesn't have to ascend in units of 1, we can miss digits out. And then obviously, if on the other hand we work out the bulb goes at the other end, then we've got to ascend from this end, so it could look like that. One of those things has to be true, but we don't know ab initio which one is. Oh, and then we've got little killer. Numbers outside the grid are the sum of the digits pointed to along the indicated diagonal. Digits are allowed to repeat along these diagonals as normally allowed by other rules. So these digits here, those pink digits, or pinkle or purple if you prefer, they sum to 17 by the looks of it. And that's all the rules. That is all the rules. So do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, it's not a slow thermo, is it? It's just a normal thermo. Yeah, digits increase along the grey lines from bulb to tip. So this is a 6th cell line. So we know, well, what we don't know is the direction it goes in. But we know if this is the bulb, then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if this is the bulb, it's going to go the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I am proposing we do is pencil mark it. This would be right up Mark Street. So we can do that. Now, I don't know what to do with that straight away, but I have had a couple of thoughts. So what is true is obviously these digits are different. These digits are different. So things I can see as a result of that, for example, if we focus in on this square cannot be a 2 or a 5 because it's going to see both flavours of 2 and 5 on the diagonal. Neither of these cells can be 3 or 4 because whichever way round the thermo goes, because these digits are different from one another, in fact maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should... Apologies, by the way, I'm obviously on my laptop today. This is a necessary function of Christmas activity. There we go. Look, we've done the diagonal. Now it's perhaps easier to see that orange and red are different. So you couldn't put 3 or 4 in any of these cells, or indeed any of these cells, because if let's just say that was a 3, then neither of these can be a 3, and we break this diagonal. So, and this one can't be 2 or 5, but this one could be. So how does this help us or not? I'm not sure. Okay. The other thing we can't do, I'm not actually sure this matters, but it's something I've thought of that we can't do. If we think about the nature of a thermometer, the 1 and the 6, which are my green and blue colours, they can never go anywhere but in the tips. So these cells could absolutely be 1s and 6s, that would be fine, but we couldn't put that colour here, could we? Either green or blue, because let's make this a 1 or a 6. That would suggest there's a bigger digit, which there isn't. 6 is the biggest, or there's a smaller digit than 1 on the other side, which there isn't. So green in this box here is in one of 2 places. That is a slightly desperate deduction. I'm certainly aware of that. Okay, red. Okay, so red is in one of those cells. No, this is not how to do this. I haven't got the idea yet. Blue can't go in this cell, but could absolutely be in these 2 cells. That would be absolutely fine. Oh, I see. No. I'm looking at the wrong cell. It's this one, isn't it? That one is actually determined. Yeah. Okay, this is the crucial cell. Why do I say that? Well, for the reasons we said before, this one cannot be 3 and 4. Yet, it can't be 1 or 6 either, can it? Because we've just said 1 and 6, if we do want to put them on this thermometer, they would have to be in one of the tips. So this digit is not able to be 1, 6, 3 or 4. So what is it? It's 2 or 5. I don't know which it is, but I do know its colour, because it can't be pink or pinkle. So that is yellow. Now, what does that mean? It probably means something. So yellow. Well, okay, then this is beautiful, actually. That is absolutely beautiful, because I can be very certain this isn't blue now. How can I be certain? Well, I know the difference between blue and yellow is exactly 1. This is either a 1-2 pair or a 5-6 pair. So if I was to make this blue and claim this was yellow, let's imagine that these were low digits. This would be a 1, this would be a 2, and this digit would have to be like a 1.5 or something, which doesn't exist. So that's definitely not blue. That must be blue. Which means actually... this is good. This is good. I see what this is doing now. Now, many things have just emerged as a result of that. Because look, in column 1, we've now got this 1-6 pair, which are forcing the 1 and the 6 in this box 3, into these 2 positions. So these are a 1-6 pair, which is going to help us with the position of red, which now only has 1 place to go. In box 3, this must be a 2 or a 5. That's going to be the pinkle digit. But I think we know what this digit is, what its colour is. Because again, it's not possible, is it? Imagine that this was 2 and this was 6, which is one possibility. 6, 2, this could be a 1, but this would have no possible fill. So it's not possible these 2 digits are 5 apart. And that tells us that the colour of this one must be the adjacent one to the yellow digit, which is going to be blue rather than green. Now, this is the question. Can we now propagate this? Can we get this to go further? What are those 2? They're green and orange, aren't they? But we don't know the order. So this digit could be 3 or 4, I think. It doesn't see either of them yet. If that was purple, this would be 3 or 4, but we wouldn't know which one. So we're not quite done yet. We've still got some more thinking to do. Yeah, I thought I was going to get this digit, but I don't see how to do it. Okay, this digit is definitely not 2 or 5. So it is 3 or 4. And it's okay, and it can't be the green 1, 6. So it is 3 or 4, actually. It is definitely 3 or 4. So let me just recapitulate that logic again. We go blue, yellow, so that's these two. Now this digit sees the 2, 5 pair, so it's not a 2 or a 5. So if it wasn't a 3 or a 4, it would be the green digit, and then there would be no more extreme digit to put on the thermometer. So this is 3 or 4. It's one of these two, but I don't know which one. And then that one could be the other. So it's perfectly possible it goes, if that was red and this... Oh, no, that can't be... Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, that's still... I still don't know then. Well, okay. I don't know what colour this is. I know this can't be that one. So the colour of this is either green or purple, but I don't know which one it is. I don't think. Oh, I see. And we've actually got a green-purple pair at the bottom of this column as well, which I hadn't noticed. So those are... So how do we do this then? How do we actually work this? Maybe we have to use that one as well. That would be very clever if we have to bring it all to bear. Yellow. Because, yeah, it's sort of Sudoku, isn't it? Yellow has to go here by Sudoku now. So this is a 3-4 pair of all things, which is a rather nice deduction. So let's colour those in. Okay, I know red is in one of these two, but I don't think I know which one it is. Right. So I'm going to look at this cell now. Because this cell, I'm sort of learning as I go along here, but I know that a middle cell on one of these ambiguous thermos can't be a 1-6 digit. I know this particular cell can't be a 2-5 digit, so that is a 3-4 digit. And I was hoping I was then going to say which one it was, but I don't think I know. It's one of these two, obviously. Now, I'm not sure I do know which one it is. That's distressing, isn't it? These digits are 2 5s and 1 6s. And they're these, aren't they? So blue is in one of those. Yellow is in one of these. And purple can be in any of them. So this digit here is... okay. No, hang on. That's interesting. It's either purple, which is this digit, or blue, which is that digit, which are very different sides of this thermometer. Then we're leading in to a 3 or a 4 for this digit. Yeah, I think that's quite important, actually. So how could it work if this was blue? If this was blue, this digit would then be ascending this way, wouldn't we? So this could be 3 or 4. It might work. That could be... What wouldn't work is that this is pinkle, because that would then be green, which would obviously clash in the row. But, okay, let's try it the other way around then. If this is, on the other hand, if this is purple, which is this one, then obviously we're ascending or we're going in this direction along the thermo. So we're going from this digit to this digit. We could then go to another red digit here. This couldn't be yellow, could it? In fact, yeah, that would have to be a 3-4 pair in this iteration. And then, And then that would have to be a yellow digit, which I think it could be. That's interesting as well. So I still haven't quite worked this out. Right, so how do we get clarity here? What's the disambiguating? Oh, I see, it's this digit. Oh, it's very cleverly done, this. You have to keep picking at these digits that where both colours are looking at particular places. So here, this digit, we can now see has to be 2, 5, 3 or 4. Now, I don't think it can be 3 or 4, can it? Because we know this is a 3 or a 4, and there's no digit between 3 and 4. So actually, this digit is 2 or 5, which means it's yellow or it's pink. And now I've got a yellow-pink pair in column 6, which is bizarre. And presumably, that's going to be helpful, he says, trying to work out exactly why. So if this was yellow, this would be blue, and that doesn't work. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. Wow, that's very clever. I don't think that's a one-star deduction. I'm probably doing that. I mean, there's probably loads of Sudoku going on, but it's Christmas time. I may have had some brandy. Look, so let's have a look at these two cells, and let me just go through that again. So what I noticed is, if this is yellow, clearly this is pink from our colouring, and this is blue. And yellow and blue are supposed to be adjacent digits, yet they would be on opposite ends of a 4-cell thermo. That cannot be true, can it? So this one has to be pink. This one has to be yellow, which means hopefully this will. Well, now we can't have pink on both sides of the same thermometer. So this is what we're looking at. This is now a blue 1 or 6. How are we actually going to... I'm just thinking about... Oh, it's the 17. I was just wondering how we're going to know which way round the thermometers go, because it's all very well for us to organise them, but we haven't actually worked out which way, whether this is a low digit or a high digit, but that's going to have to be determined by the 17 diagonal. But I think we're getting better now. I think we're on the right track, aren't we? Because what we've got here is a 3 or 4 leading to a blue. So this yellow digit is obviously not on this thermo at all. So this has to be a 3-4 pair. I don't yet know the order, but that's going to give me this digit now, which can't be orange, so that's green. This is orange, so that's a 3 or a 4. Let's put all the options in. Green is 1, 6. This is 2, 5. Yellow is 2, 5. Now, how does that take us forward? In this column, we need a 2, 5 pinkle digit, so let's pop that in. That's good. That is very good. So that's sorted out these digits. Oh, whoopsie. That's sorted out these digits. So we've now got... Well, I still don't know what that is. It's obviously a 3 or a 4, but it is between 2, 5, a 2, 5 pair on the thermo. So we don't know what colour it is. Although actually I do by looking at this box now, because red has to be there, and that's going to sort out the colours. So that's orange. It's a very nice, it's just a very good colouring puzzle, isn't it? It's slightly surprising that's got to be green, because we need a green in that box. Now, is this all getting... Oh, it must be getting fixed. What do we put... We haven't put in, and... what are we missing? A blue in that column. So that's got to be a blue, which means this digit is a yellow, which means that digit is a yellow, which means this digit, well, that's an orange, we could say it like that. That's therefore a red. So this is now an orange. This is a red. Let's double-click all the reds, put 3 and 4 into them. Double-click all the yellows, put 2 5s into those. 1 6s, 1 6s, and 3 4s. And somehow or other, this 17... Oh, well, let's put the bulbs in as well, because... Oh, no, we can't. We can't do it. No. What I want to do is try and work this out. So what have we got going on there? Well, okay. 14. Yeah, that's it. Look at this beautiful diagonal. We've got 2 colours of the 1 6s. So they must add up to 7. we've got 2 colours of the 2 5s, so they must add up to 7, so that's 14 for those cells. So to make it 17, red is a 3. So red's a 3, which means orange is a 4. Now look, we can see the thermometer actually sort of went in a northwesterly direction. We know that blue is 1, we know green is 6, we know pink is 5, and yellow is 2, and that is... oh no, hang on, I want to do the thermos. So that's a bulb, that's a bulb, and that's a bulb. And that is how to solve the puzzle. Whoa, 900 solves, good grief. Okay, that's a very popular puzzle. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's a beautiful puzzle. Very enjoyable indeed. And yeah, a little colouring puzzle for your Boxing Day fare. I hope you enjoyed it. As I say, I hope you've been having a great festive period. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle, how your Christmases have gone. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.